I'm so excited to start this reading vlog. If you can't tell from my face right now, I don't even know how to start this reading vlog other than I'm gonna jump right into it and let you guys know. Obviously, well, I guess I don't have to let you guys know because it's already in the title of the video, but I'm finally freaking starting my I'm also trying to get over I was gonna say a cold, but I don't know what the heck it is. I've had this cough for like a few weeks now, and I had it before and then I got over it, and then Ricky got it and he's had this cough for months now, and now I have it again. So excuse me if I'm coughing here and there, but trying to get over it. Back to the video. I'm so freaking excited because I'm finally starting my Fourth Wing reading vlog. I've been wanting to read this book since it came out, and I don't know what took me so long. Actually, I do. I had a lot of books I wanted to read prior, just to get like those books off my TBR so I can focus mainly on the Fourth Wing world. And I'm really excited because I know there's a really big cliffhanger at the end of Fourth Wing, so I'm really glad that I waited because Iron Flame is out now and I can jump right into the second book. If you can't tell from the video title as well, this is going to be a spoilers video because I feel like with this book and this series, because I'm going to continue to vlog hopefully all of the books once they come out and do videos on them, I need to talk about it, okay? So I feel like I'm not going to be able to keep secrets and not talk about certain things that happen. So I wanted to start reading it, like film and then like start the book, but I was way too excited last night, so I started it a little bit. I finished chapter 1 and chapter 2, and let me just say, holy crap, so many things have happened already, and I did not think that we were gonna get like that much information within 2 chapters. Thoughts. Okay, so Violet, I love how she's this little tiny petite girl because I can totally relate. I'm only 4'11", so yeah, I'm like putting myself in her shoes and the anxiety that she's coming from. I don't even know Zayden yet, but all I have to say is like every time he's mentioned, like I get really giddy. I was kicking my feet. I don't know, like something happened to me, and every time he's mentioned I just get so I don't even know how to explain it. Oh, really excited to get to know Zayden. And her sister was telling her a little bit about the Writer's Quadrant and who to trust and who to stay away from. Zayden, the moment she saw him when she was lining up for the parapet, everything that her sister said to her, like stay away from Zayden, like what? Like went out the other ear. And I just want to say, like, I don't blame her because the description of him when he was standing there taking like names down before the people had to go across that freaking scary parapet, I would have done the same thing, Violet. I would have reacted the same way. And then chapter 2, literally like my heart was like pumping. I don't know, like I was getting so much anxiety for this girl. Obviously it had to start raining, like are you kidding me? Yeah, and I already know this Jack guy that was like behind her, he's gonna be like a huge asshole. I already know, so that's great. There's always a couple of those in the books. So far I'm loving it, and I'm only 2 chapters in. I understand the interest and hype behind this book. Granted, I have to keep reading, but so far I'm loving it. The last thing I went to bed thinking about, and then the first thing I thought about this morning, and I wanted to continue to read. So anyways, I'm gonna do a little bit of work first before I hop into reading, but when I pick up the book or my Kindle again to read again, does that make sense? I'm gonna do a little bit of work, and then you'll probably see me again. I'll pick up the camera and film once I start reading again, and we're gonna start on chapter 3. I'm excited, and all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Welcome to the next day, everyone, and I just wanted to give you guys a little update on my reading progress of Fourth Wing. And let me tell y'all, there is an update, and it's that I'm obsessed. Okay, I knew I was gonna like this book because the plot and everything that I've heard about from people who have already read it. I knew I was already gonna eat this book up, and let me tell y'all, I am eating this book up. I started on chapter 3 yesterday, and then I read up till chapter 9, so now I'm on like chapter 10, I believe. And chapter 9, if you guys have read Fourth Wing, favorite chapter thus far, okay? Zayden in that chapter is just chef's kiss. Like, I can't even talk about him without cheesing so much. I am like downright bad for this man, okay? And he's like a fictional character, which is what is wrong with me. Obsessed with him, in love. Chapter 9 is my favorite chapter so far. We're starting to get, what's the word? I get interactions between Zayden and Violet, and I love that so much. Oh my gosh, and I can't wait to see like where that takes them later on in the book, because I'm only 20% into this book, so I'm just like so freaking excited to see how that progresses. And then can we talk about Dane for a second? Okay, so talking about Dane, going into the book, I kind of have seen spoilers floating around about how like nobody likes him. He gives off like Tamlin vibes if you read Aquatar. And so I kind of went in and knowing that we weren't gonna really like him, but I wanted to form my own opinion, of course, reading the book. And I just want to say, the first few chapters I was like, okay, like valid, this man is just concerned for Violet because he cares about her. But once Violet made the decision that she wanted to stay in the writer's quadrant, Dane is just becoming like annoying at this point, because he keeps trying to get her out. He thinks he knows what's best for her. He wants to keep her safe, but like, boy, she made her decision. She wants to stay. Like, she's made it this far. Have a little bit of faith in her. I get it, you want her to be safe and you want to get her out of there because you feel like you've known her. Well, I guess like they are childhood friends, but at the same time it's like, support the damn girl if you care about her, you know what I mean? I don't know, it's just getting annoying to the point like, okay, I'm kind of like over him. That's my thoughts on him so far. Just wanted to update you guys. I've only gotten as far as chapter 9. I will continue reading today at some point, and then I'll fill you guys in on more of my thoughts, which I'm sure I'll have a lot of, especially about Zayden, as I read. Y'all, I finally reached the Zayden and Violet scene where he's undoing her corset to see if her ribs are broken or bruised, and I just have to read this like little paragraph for you guys. You'll live, turn around. I do, tugging my nightdress back over my shoulders, and he drops to his knees on the floor before me. My eyes widen, and Zayden Ryerson is kneeling before me, his black hair at the perfect level for me to run my fingers through the thickness. It's probably the only thing that's soft about him. How many women have felt those strands between their fingers? Why the hell do I care? Girl, please, yes, tell us, why do we care? because we freaking love him, okay? We love this man. You guys don't even understand how obsessed I am over. Anyways, back to reading. Hi everyone, so I believe the last clip that you saw was a clip of me reading at 6 a.m. and I never wake up at 6 a.m. especially to read, so if that's not an indication of how obsessed I am about this book and how I cannot stop thinking about it, then I don't know what. So yeah, this book and this world has literally just consumed me. I figured let's update you guys on my reading so far. I am 80% into the book. I literally stayed up, I'm gonna stop using literally, but I really did stay up until 3 a.m. reading this book, y'all, and I don't know when the last time I was this excited about book in general since the Aquatar series. These characters are everything. I'm so giddy. Let's not talk about Zayden because I literally go into like a little girl mode whenever I think about him or talk about him. Yeah, he's literally like top tier book boyfriend right now for me, so if you're not Zayden Ryerson, I don't want it. And oh my gosh, okay, so I stopped before I read chapter 32 and I'm so excited for this one because I know there's a famous scene that's going to be coming up. I've seen fan art for this particular scene everywhere before I read the book, and so I kind of know what's coming and I already know it's gonna be a tearjerker. It's gonna like it's just gonna make me love Violet and Zayden even more, and I'm really excited to read about it. I'm gonna record me reading this chapter just so you guys get like my first reactions and everything. All right, can we also, since this is a spoiler vlog, can we also talk about some of my favorite scenes so far in the book? Zayden teaches her how to ground and shield, and then oh my gosh, I feel like every scene with them after he went to go visit her room and they basically destroyed her room, which is like so funny to me. I love how that chapter was so like long. I feel like we really got the slow burn, every like, I don't know, it was like everything you want in a slow burn, and then when the chapter comes and the moment is here, that chapter was just perfect. So like I was saying, like every scene with them after that chapter I feel like was just so good. Oh my gosh, the scene where they were at her Violet's sister's outpost and Zayden, oh my god, I don't even know how to explain it, but that scene where they're on the roof and he was trying to get her to safety, another favorite scene. When they were eating breakfast, I believe, and they were doing that telepathic communication thing that they do. It's like chef's kiss. That scene was so funny. Then when they went to a battle brief class and they were still like, I don't know, they were having this like argument moment, like again telepathically, and it was just so funny. I was eating up every single word, okay, between them. So I just love those scenes, and there's like so much more, but that's all I can think of right now. I'm really excited to read this next chapter, and I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little update on my reading experience so far. And if you can't tell, I'm like obsessed. This is definitely going to be a 5-star read for me. There's only 20% left and I don't see that changing my rating of the book so far, so I'm really excited. I'm just gonna get started on reading, so let's go.
Don't wanna leave here without you.
Okay, remember when I said that the other chapter was my favorite chapter? Yeah, chapter 32 tops that. Tops it. As you can see, my reaction from reading this chapter. Like, screaming, crying, throwing up is literally the definition of chapter 32. If y'all haven't read Fourth Wing, and I don't know where on earth I thought it was a great idea to read it now and not when it came out. Why? Like, what is wrong with me? Xaden and Violet in chapter 32 is just unmatched. Unfreaking matched. Alright. I still have like 22 minutes left in this chapter, so I'm gonna keep reading, but not her being able to get Xaden off the parapet on a shitty day where he lost his father. And we don't even know the whole story with his father yet. And I feel like so much more of his backstory and everything. Like, we still have so much more to learn about him. But I'm loving every second of what we're getting. I just finished chapter 36. And if you read Fourth Wing and that chapter, it was 59 minutes. And I read it while I was walking on my walking pad. But tell me why that chapter literally flew by. 1 second, I started at 59 minutes at the beginning of that chapter, and then all of a sudden it was like 30 minutes, and then all of a sudden I finished the chapter. So yeah, needless to say, that was the fastest walk of my life. In terms of my mental and emotional health right now and stability, Liam's death, I was literally like bawling my eyes out while I was like reading while I was walking. So your girl was multitasking there. Oh my gosh. It was so freaking sad, and I needed to take like a couple of minutes to process Liam's death right now before I start the next chapter. I'm almost done with the book, and then I'll probably let you guys know my thoughts on the ending. We'll see if I film that as well, but if not, I'll give you guys an update. So I'm back to wrap up my Fourth Wing reading vlog and just to give you guys my rating on the book. But I feel like if you've been watching my vlog, you know what I'm gonna rate this book already. So first off, this is 5-star, 6-star book rating for me, and I don't say that lightly. Right up there with Aquamath. I demolished this book, okay? and I love Xaden Ryerson so much. You guys have no idea. Also, let's talk about the ending. Let me just get comfortable here. So obviously the big cliffhanger is that Violet's brother Brennan is alive, and he's been alive for this whole time basically, and that Xaden obviously knows him for many years now, before he even met Violet. And dun dun dun, remember when he said like earlier on to Violet that he knows a poison master? I think that's what he said. Poison healer. Lo and behold, it was her brother that he knew. The thing that really sucks is I kind of saw a spoiler that her brother was alive already. I didn't know when he was going to show up in the book, but I knew that he was alive and that that bomb was going to drop at some point. Lo and behold, I didn't realize it was the cliffhanger, but makes sense. So I wasn't as shocked there, and I feel like had I not seen the spoiler, but at the same time it's like my fault too, because I waited so long to read Fourth Wing, and you know there's so many spoilers out there already. So I already knew that her brother was alive. I didn't know that was gonna be the cliffhanger, but that was the cliffhanger, so I wasn't as shocked as I probably would have been if I didn't know that. Which I feel like going into Iron Flame, which thank God the book is out, because I'm going to start that right away. I'm gonna probably get to meet more of his brother and everything like that, so that's gonna be exciting. So that's my whole thoughts on the end of the book. It was such a fun reading experience overall. Seriously, I understand why Fourth Wing has been getting all the hype ever since it came out. I hate that I waited this long to read it, but nevertheless, I feel like I'm glad, because now I can dive right into the second book. And I'm trying to not read any spoilers or find any spoilers online for Iron Flame, but let's hope I don't bump into any. That's everything that I kind of have to say about this book. If you haven't read it, definitely recommend, especially if you want to get into fantasy. I feel like this is a really good starter book for that. Loved every second of this book. Excited to dive into the second one, and honestly, if I could reread this whole book, I probably would in an instant. But the fact that the second book is out, I'm obviously gonna go read that one, and then I guess give you guys my thoughts too, because most likely I'll do a reading vlog for Iron Flame as well. So I've been having a lot of fun doing these reading vlogs. If you guys like them as well, you guys know what to do. Go ahead and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up just so I know to continue doing them. And alright, I guess I'll see you guys in my next one. Until then, bye.